Hello, ma'am. Myself Kshitij Thakre. My registration number is 20MS1136. So I will be talking about text classification that I've chosen as my topic, where I will be talking about various uh, text classification approaches, their application, and also various fields where text classification is being used and will be and is also in use in a wide range of uh, fields. So first of all, I will be talking about natural language processing. What is NLP? So natural language processing, basically it is a field of computer science and artificial intelligence where if your computers can interact with humans in a very what do you call it, in a very easy language, where humans can interpret the high level language, large amount of natural language data within a small, or can say easily accessible language. NLP is used in many different ways, such as to answer questions automatically, generate summaries of text, translates text from one language to another, etc. NLP research is also conducted in areas such as cognitive science, linguistics, and psychology. Text classification is one such use case for NLP. This blog will explore text classification use cases. It also contains an end-to-end example of how to build a text processing pipeline, followed by text classification model in Python. If you would like to learn more about natural language processing, our natural language processing in Python and language processing in R tracks are useful. There are also various core NLP skills that are needed to convert the text data into valuable insights. There are also very popular NLP Python libraries such as NLTK, Scikit-learn, Spacey, and speech recognition. You have then I will be talk then the main topic which I'm going to talk about is the text classification which I have chosen. So first of all, what is text classification? So text classification is also one of the most common used NLP task that is used to solve business problems in various fields. The goal of this text classification is to categorize or predict a class of unseen text documents to help of supervised machine learning, similar to a classification algorithm that has been trained on a tabular data sheet, or to predict a class. Text classification also is supervised machine learning. The fact that text is involved in text classification is the main distinction between the two. You can also perform text classification without using supervised machine learning. Instead of algorithms, a manual rule-based system can be designed to perform the task of text classification. So here we can see one structure diagram is where given where unstructured, that is low quality text that can be pre-processed, means the text pre-processing that can be done into feature extraction, that is we call it text representation, that will be then classified into classification. This is called a basic text classification pipeline. Further, the more about text classification, it's also the fundamental of natural language processing. A digital age that we live in, we are surrounded by text on our social media accounts, in commercials, on websites, ebooks, etc. The majority of this text data is unstructured, so classifying this data can be extremely useful. The other, now we will be looking about applications. So there are widely used applications of NLP. The most popular, they are spam detection in emails, sentiment analysis of online reviews, topic labeling documents like research papers, language detection like in Google Translate, age gender identification of anonymous users, tagging online content, speech recognition using virtual assistants like Siri and Alexa. The approaches. Text classification can be achieved through three main approaches, rule based approaches. First, these approaches make use of handcraft linguistic rules to classify text. One way to group text is to create a list of words related to a certain column and then judge the text based on the occurrence of these words. For example, we can say like words like fur, feathers, claws, and scales. It would be used by a zoologist to identify text talking about animals online. These approaches require a lot of domain knowledge to be extensive, take a lot of time to compile, and are difficult to scale. And you have machine learning approaches. What are machine learning approaches? We can use machine learning to train models on large sets of data. text data to predict categorizes of new text to train models. We need to transform text data into numerical data. That is been done in machine learning approaches. This is known as feature extraction. Important feature extraction techniques include bag of words and n-grams. There are several useful machine learning algorithms we can use for text classification. Some of them are naive-Bayes algorithms, support vector machines, deep learning algorithms. Hybrid approaches. What are hybrid approaches? So basically, hybrid approaches are a combination of the two algorithms that make use of both rule-based and machine learning techniques to model a classifier that can be fine-tuned in certain scenarios. Text classes. So now there are more applications. So we'll be looking some of the applications. One is spam classification. So there are many practical use cases for text classification across many industries. For example, a spam filter is a common application that uses text classification so that that can be done into a spam and a non-spam categories. So first of all, there are various as we know that spam can be in any form, that may be in the form of mails or messages, text. Basically, this classifier classifies spam messages into spam folder and the normal messages, or you can say the non-spam folders, into inbox. So basic into a normal message. So this is what a spam classifier does. And you have another one is articles and blocks. So another use of this case is to automatically assign text documents into predetermined categories. A supervised machine learning model is trained on label data, which includes both the raw text and the target. Once a model is trained, it is then used in production to obtain, and then it is been categorized on the new and unseen data, articles, blogs written in the future. So there are various articles that are of various categories. So by this classification, it can be classified it according to articles, various different articles like food, sports, politics. Now, the other one is machine learning based text classification. Machine learning based text classification is supervised machine learning problem. It learns the mapping of input data, that is raw text, with the labels also known as target variables. This is similar to non-text classification problems where we train a supervised classification algorithm on a tabular dataset to predict a class with the expectation that in text classification, the input data is raw text instead of numeric feature. Okay, so like any other supervised machine learning, text classification machine learning has two phases, that are training and the other one is the predicted phase. The first one is the training phase. So basically, a supervised machine learning algorithm is trained on the output labeled dataset during the training phase. At the end of this process, we get a trained model that we can use to obtain predictions, labels on new and unseen data. Prediction phase. What is prediction phase? Once a machine learning model is trained, it can be used to predict labels on new and unseen data. This is usually done by deploying the best model from an earlier phase as an API on the server. And we have text pre-processing pipeline. So first of all, we will know what is text pre-processing. Pre-processing text data is an important step in any natural language processing task. It helps in cleaning and preparing the text data for further processing or analysis. A text pre-processing pipeline is a series of processing steps that are applied to raw text data in order to prepare it for use in natural language processing tasks. The steps in a text pre-processing pipeline can vary, but they typically include tasks such as tokenization, stop, word removal, stemming, and lemmatization. These steps help reduce the size of the text data and also improve the accuracy of NLP tasks such as text classification and information extraction. Text data is difficult to process because it is unstructured and often contains a lot of noise. This noise can be in the form of misspellings, grammatical errors, and non-standard format. A text preprocessing pipeline aims to clean up this noise so that the text data can be more easily analyzed. So, as explained over there, this is one of the simplest form of structure diagram where raw text that can be converted into tokenization. Tokenization further can be done into text cleaning. Text cleaning can be done into POS tagging and stop words, limitization, clean text. I mean, now I will be talking about one of the two most familiar classification application that are sentiment analysis and the other one is language detection. So here sentiment analysis, first of all, one of what it is one of the most popular text classification application is sentiment analysis, a type of classifier used for understanding if a given text is talking positively or negatively about a given subject. So there might be various various things, or you can say various comments that that are surfing nowadays on various social media platforms or various things. So to identify if that particular account that has been posting such comments, whether it is posting as a threat or as a support, so that can be classified according to this on the basis of sentiment analysis. So by checking whether what the particular user has posted is positive or negative, and that can be classified using sentiment analysis. So from marketing and sales to customer service and product sentiment analysis can be used for a number of business tasks. Social media monitoring, analyze tweets or Facebook comments and detect if they are talking positively or negatively about a brand. Tagging customer support tickets, analyze support tickets to quickly detect angry and frustrated customers. The example, detecting customer pain points, analyzing NPS comments or survey response to find if customers like or dislike particular aspect of a product or service. Market research, analyze product reviews of a brand and its competition to find gaps in the market. So basically, positive and negative reviews can be uh, measured using sentiment analysis. Then you have uh, the check machine, or you can say one of the website where you can check or classify the results, whether it is a positive result or a negative result. So report, you can say, so positive report where you can write, it is where you can text, like where you can try, like I have given one example, it is the best website. So when I classify this text, it is saying it is positive result because there are no negative things which I have been talking about here. And you have it is the worst website, that is the negative thing. So here you can see just the words that have been classified, the text that have been classified as a positive and negative word. This is one of the reports. And you have language detection. Another example of text classification used for a wide variety of tasks is language detection. These classifiers are able to detect the language used in text data and perform various tasks. For example, automatically route customer support tickets to localized teams, sort through documents based on their language, filter incoming messages in undesired languages. Language detection is often a first step before text is analyzed. Think about how machine translation tools work. When we input the wrong language, they are able to detect the correct language of a text and categorize it accordingly. In business, a text analysis workflow using a language detection model might look something like this. Detect language of customer feedback. If the feedback is in English, use a sentiment analysis model trained to identify texts in English. If the feedback is in Spanish, use a sentiment analysis model trained to analyze text in Spanish. If it's another language, discard the message, route customer feedback to the correct localized team and agent. So this was about language detection. So till here, I have explained my topic, that was text classification and various approaches, application and various it is fields where text classification can be used. So till now, I have all spoke about the topic. Then I'm going to talk about my J component topic. that as a group we have chosen uh, my other two group members also. So as a so I'm going to explain you what J component we have chosen. So the topic of the project is automated story generation. That is the it's also so basically here uh, the the abstract, or you can say what it actually says is that it is a creativity or a subfield of computational creativity where artificial intelligence and psychology interact to teach computers how to mimic humans' creativity. Okay, so it helps generate many stories with minimum effort. So where you can just by within some 3 4 words, you can train the model to create a summary or to create a whole story within that words. So this is generally generated by the automated story generation tool, or you can say the device, you can say the model. This is our story. This is our project, which we are going to proceed on, and where we are going to code, where the word can be taken and that can be used in any kind of field and can create any stories related to that word. So the survey presents an extensive study of research in the area of non-interactive textual story generation, as well as covering resources, corporation and evolution methods, and that has been used in those studies. It also shed light on factors of story interestingness. This was the abstract objective. As I explained, it is like explained earlier, it is the automated story generation tool that use artificial intelligence and natural language processing techniques to generate stories automatically without human intervention. This technology has the potential to create stories for a wide range of applications, from video games and movies to educational materials and advertising campaigns. Automated story generation can also be used for creative purposes such as generating new plot ideas or character arcs. It can also be used to personalize stories for individual readers, taking into account their preferences and interests. Basically, this was the small introduction about my project. So, in the further reviews, we will be talking or giving you the reviews, like literature reviews, where we compared other papers also, like the literature reviews we have to give. Basically, this was our small introduction of the project. Thank you.